Yeah. The Moon Also Sets by OSITA OGBU, a Nigerian author whose writing was involving the Igbo tribe and their cultures and how university life really influenced a little girl. I'm going to ask you to identify for me like your favorite character in The Moon. Is it Obi, Mama Obi, Chike, Father Damian, okay, there we go. What's up, guys? What's up? So sorry for that. Okay, so The Moon Also Sets was a book, a novel written by OSITA OGBU from Nigeria. And this novel, it has the main character, the protagonist is a lady called Obi. And Obi has his mother, she is called Mama Obi. Mama Obi was married to the family of Pa Okolo. Then we have Father Damian. After Father Damian was he is the, because literature talks about continuous tenses. Father Damian was this Catholic priest, and he was the leader of that village. Then we have Chike. Chike happens to be this guy who welcomed Obi at campus at the university, and he officially becomes Obi's boyfriend. Although Chike had his friends, that was Chris and the other guy, I've forgotten his name current now, but with time I will be able to say it. So Mama Obi happens to lose her husband. Her husband died. So, well, in Africa, after the death of your husband, you as a wife, you are given to a younger brother of that husband of yours. So Pa Okolo was the head of that family, and so Mama Obi had to be given or passed to another brother of Papa Obi. So Mama Obi was to be given to Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben was this lousy fellow, very useless guy. He had nothing, though he grew up from the city, and he was a city kid, a planned kid. So he had to take over Mama Obi. Therefore, Mama Obi was not interested, because that guy was just some fellow who could not help the family to stand strong. So she was resistant to that opinion of the family, and she fought against that culture of being given to another man after the death of her husband. Though Obi was waiting for campus admission, one day she got a letter from the university, and she had to prepare to join the university, you know. So Father Damian was this fellow who was very immoral, though he was a priest, and the theme of religious hypocrisy comes in here. There is a day when Mama Obi went to see him, and he invited her to his room. And when Mama Obi reached that room, the type of song that was being played by Father Damian brings out the religious hypocrisy. One, because the song was meant for, you know, some sort of romantic song. The song title is called "What a Wonderful World," if you have ever come across that. So Mama Obi goes there, and what Father Damian does, he tries to get intimate with her. He ends up fondling. He fondles Mama Obi's breasts, and it is not allowed. We know, like, especially for the Catholics, a Catholic priest cannot do that. It is hypocrisy. That guy is an hypocrite. What he talks in church is different from what he portrays. Though Jesus Christ said, "Do as I say, but don't do as I do." That means that even though he was immoral and all that, meant that he should, like, people should not do what he does, but just do as he says. But of course, you as a religious man, you have to be keen and watchful of how you handle yourself, because to the extent of fondling the breast of one of your audiences in the church, it's really awkward. It's really awkward. So when Obi joins the university, at her first arrival at the university, she had an encounter with Chike and his friends. So those are the boys who welcomed her at campus. She was this beautiful girl, but from the village, of course. So they welcomed her, and they got in touch. You know, Chike approached her properly, and he shot his shot. There they became tight friends. Then they started dating. Chike took her out. After taking her out, as they were enjoying life at the beach, a madman called Mark, came to them because he saw them enjoying life at the beach. You know, a couple, when they're enjoying life at the beach. So this madman tells them, especially was focused on Obi, because as if he knew where Obi had come from, a poor background, and, you know, she had to focus on her studies. Then he tells them that that's when the title of the book came in. That young girl, he told the girl, that young girl, just as the sun sets, the moon will also set. Just as the sun sets, the moon will also set. So you might be enjoying all your good times, all the nice times, and you will go through all that. After that, hey, hello Laura, after enjoying all that time, that means at the end there will be precautions, like there will be the consequences of what you have enjoyed. So that okay. Yes, so I'm fine, Laura. How are you? I'm okay. So it really happened. So because after them enjoying all the good times together, you know, they reach all this point whereby their love had grown, and, you know, they would even now share bedrooms and stay together. Then at last she was jilted because she got pregnant, and after getting pregnant, Chike started to change his mind. Chike changed his mind and he was running away from responsibilities regarding the pregnancy. So they tried all possible ways to get rid of that pregnancy, and of course, there are always good people and bad people. So at this point, Chike became a bad person. But Chris, he was also in love with Obi, but undercover. The book is very interesting, but you should look for it and read it. It is so nice to really give you a nice time and good experience of how love issues go and how you solve problems. So now I'm just rushing through the what? I'm rushing through the plot. At the end, we see that Obi is at the hospital because they gave her herbal medicine that could help to get rid of the baby, but it was so bad. She had lost a lot of blood, and the doctor who was working on her when she was taken to the hospital almost to the point of death was called Dr. Enyang. She was a woman, and this one shows the woman or women emancipation that women are always fighting for. So to be fully emancipated and to bring that out, Dr. Enyang alerts the police about what was going on. So that called for Chike's arrest. Chike was arrested and taken to jail. Obi remained in the hospital, and Chris, the undercover lover, comes in at last, and confesses his love for Obi. Then I think Obi accepted and all went well. That was the end of the book. So the book is very interesting. I had to just run through the plot ASAP. So it was a nice book. We had professors like Professor Akpanu, a very immoral man who sleeps with university students. The university is called the University of Embakasi. It is in Nigeria. I believe it is still there up to now. Yeah. So now the themes in the book are quite many. The character traits of each character are also quite many. The moral lessons are the most important things that you must watch out when reading this book. It is a very nice book. So I don't know, you can ask me anything and I will tell you more about this book, because if I'm to talk about what I know about this book, then I may not be paying attention, or you might not be interacting. It will be like a lecture or something. So you can ask me, then I answer. So I have to be also interact, I'm waiting. I'm seeing 5 people, 5 of you. I think you have something to ask. Ask anything, even if it is outside the book. It is okay. Oh, my brother Kamil Razak, what's up? How are you doing, bro? You're lost. You're lost, bro. You're lost. You're welcome to the live stream, bro. I'm seeing 6 people. Any questions about the moon also sets? There's one thing I was excited about: the Igbo tribe. Their culture. Their culture is so unique and interesting, whereby I think the whole of Africa, we just have interesting cultures, and the best is like if I marry a woman, then I happen to pass away, God forbid, and after passing away, the elders of the land, they have to organize, and your wife will be given to one of your brothers, and your wife will become a wife to one of your brothers. So she will never be single. And my wife is always my brother's wife. That is the culture of the Africans. My wife will always be my brother's wife. And if I pass away, my brother is allowed to take over without fear or favor. You know, that's how interesting the Igbo tribe is. Yeah. The University of Embakasi. That university had a lot of stories. It had a lot of funny things that happened. You know, that's where rich men all go to collect girls for their weekends, especially on Fridays. Every Friday you'll find Mercedes Benz, you'll find Hilux, Toyota Hilux, you'll find a G-Wagon, name it, a Range Rover, all packed at the university in names of collecting the beautiful girls so that they are taken out. And you know what I mean. Of course, the university students, especially the girls, they all they have this character of, you know, of milking men of their money. I'm okay, Laura. How are you? Any question for me? Ask me anything. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. One of the moral lessons in the moon also says is there is always light at the end of the tunnel. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Of course, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. That means that whatever you're doing, it might be dark for you somewhere, somehow, but just believe that after struggling, at the end, there'll always be success in whatever you're doing. And the example can be brought out through Mama Obi and Obi. They were really struggling because Mama Obi was already stressed and she was being suppressed by Paokolo and the family, and they wanted to take her belongings, the belongings that the husband had left for her, because she did not want to become a wife to Uncle Ben. So she fought all that together with Obi, and at the end of the fighting we see that she got victory and she won the fight. That shows that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Whatever you do, there will always be something positive that will come out of it at the end. So you might not have to give up. Just work hard and never give up. Then at the end you will receive what you deserve. Like in real life stories, this can replicate to our society because we have so many people who are working hard, but during their times of work, they suffer a lot. They get a lot of difficulties. That doesn't mean you should give up. You just continue to work hard. You fight for what you're doing and you love what you're doing. Then at the end, you will definitely come out with something that will amaze you. You will also be shocked how this came about. You can maybe open, if you're a businessman, you can open your, if you're a barber, you can start up your salon where you shave hair, you cut hair, you trim your hair. Then you might be lacking customers and your business not booming, but that does not mean you should give up, but it gives you the room to work hard, to find ways of attracting customers to come to your salon. Then at the end, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, and your business will start booming customers will come to trim their hair. You'll find that your salon has been ranked as one of the best salons in the world. Maybe not in the world, but in your area of business. So yeah, that shows that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I believe you have understood that point. The moral lesson from. Then another moral lesson you can learn is that never give up. Never give up. Yeah, in life you don't have to give up, whether you're passing through hell. Don't give up. Most people are used to letting things go after finding out that things are not moving the way they want it to move, so they run away from the reality. The fact still remains that you need this thing that you're doing. So if you start up something, don't give up on what you have started. For example, let me say you start your YouTube channel and you start creating content and people are not subscribing to your channel, but you really want to be on YouTube, you want to grow your channel, but people are not subscribing, people are not liking your videos, no one is showing you interest. You don't have to give up and you just be like, to hell with YouTube, anyway you can do something else apart from that. No, you have to stick to what you're doing, like what you're doing, focus, work harder, find ways of making people follow you. Then one day, somewhere, somehow, you will have those followers that you are looking for. And if you give up, definitely your dream would have shattered. You have shattered your own dream. So you don't have to give up. Never give up in life. I have a lot of people, a lot of friends who have given up. Like we have people who give up in studies. Maybe you can give up if you have something better to do in place of that thing that you're running away from. Then you can give up, but it's always not good to give up. Never give up in life, because you may never know that thing you're giving up on is your breakthrough. So you have to be focused. Yeah. Then, and never giving up, I think this one is also seen through Mama Obi. You know, this lady has always been struggling to raise her daughter as a single mother, with a lot of confusion being brought to her from Pao Kolo and the family members. But she never gave up. She sent her daughter to the university. Her daughter became educated. She worked hard. She was running a business, a shop. That shop was burnt down. She went to the police, sorted all those things. Just know, she got Uncle Ben arrested for burning her shop. Then her shop was restocked after. And that cannot be done when you're a person who gives up. So that point can be well brought out through Mama Obi. Yeah. Then another, I think those two are very good points. Yes, Camille Razak, bro. Hello. Hi. Yo, Camille, I see you, bro. I see you. What's up? How are you, bro? Really? Wagwan, what's up? Talk to me. Razak, talk to me. I'm inviting questions about The Moon Also Sets. It's a good book by OSITA OGBU. So, OSITA OGBU, a Nigerian writer. I'm not a Nigerian, I'm a Ugandan, but this book really touched me. It was a nice book, one of the big books that I've read and I fell in love with. So I'm very lazy at reading, but when I read a book, it means a lot. It means a lot. That book, that means that book is interesting and nice. So I encourage people to also go and read that book, The Moon Also Sets. And that statement I told you how it came about. It came from a madman. You can imagine a madman telling you this and it happens. You really think he's some kind of a prophet, huh? Some sort of a prophet or what? Now, that was a novel. Maybe I also talk about a play. There's this play called Oedipus the King. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Oedipus the King was a play. This play was written by Sophocles. I think it's a Greek book, and this book was mainly about fate. Let me kindly list for you the list of characters. Number one, the character is Oedipus. Then the second one is Jocasta. We have Creon. We have the blind man. The blind man, his name was Tiresias. We have King Leas. Of course, the chorus is already, these are characters. The chorus. We have Shepherd 1. Then we have the Shepherd number 2. Now, this play started like this play. It's about Oedipus. Oh, I forgot about the king of Corinth. The king of Corinth, and then the queen of Corinth, of course. So, King Laius was the father of Oedipus, and Jocasta was also the mother of Oedipus. Then, what happens? There came a prophecy, and that prophecy talked about King Laius giving birth. If he is to give birth, he will give birth to a child, a male child, and that child is going to kill him and marry his mother. So the prophecy was about King Laius being killed by his own son, and then after the son killing him, the son will also go ahead to marry his mother. So this was to avoid this marriage, or this King Laius from giving birth. But of course, when someone prophesies for you something, you might take it as a joke. But later on, when it starts dealing with you, that's when you remember, be like, oh, someone told me this and this, and it's happening. So when King Laius gave birth to Oedipus, and they remembered about the prophecy, they decided to get rid of Oedipus. So what did they do? This is where the first shepherd comes in. The first shepherd, they gave Oedipus to him and told him to take him to the mountains. Oedipus was still a baby. They told the shepherd to take Oedipus to the mountains and kill him. So the shepherd, of course, you have to listen to your king. The shepherd took the baby, that was Oedipus, and when he went to kill Oedipus, he felt pity for Oedipus. Of course, you cannot kill a young baby. You can't kill a young baby. So there was the second shepherd. The second shepherd was also there in the mountains, and he is from Corinth, where the king of Corinth and the queen stay. That's another kingdom. So when they met, the king of Corinth and the queen of Corinth had no child, and they were indeed in need of a child. So the first shepherd, instead of killing Oedipus, he gave Oedipus away to the second shepherd. And the second shepherd took Oedipus to Corinth and gave Oedipus to the king and the queen. So the king of Corinth and the queen of Corinth were the ones who raised Oedipus. Yeah? Hope you guys are getting me well. The king of Corinth and the queen of Corinth, they are the ones that raised Oedipus, and Oedipus became a big man. Yeah. So after that, Oedipus grew up in Corinth, but his original place was called Thebes or Thebes. Thebes. Thebes or Thebes. That is Greek. So when Oedipus was growing up in Corinth, there, of course, people started talking to him and telling him all the sort of things. You know, people will never keep quiet. Even these walls that are around us, they have ears, they listen. So they knew that Oedipus was not the original child of the king of Corinth and the queen of Corinth. So a drunkard one time told Oedipus that he is not the original child of the king of Corinth. He was just adopted and raised there. So Oedipus decides to go to the oracles, and from the oracles told him, instead of telling him, Oedipus asked the oracles or the gods, he asked the gods that, is it true that he was not raised, he was just raised by the king of Corinth? Thank you, Laura. Is it good, like, is it true that I was not raised by the king? Or is it true that I was just raised by the king and I'm not their biological child? Instead of the oracles telling him yes or no, the oracles just told him about the prophecy that was prophesied earlier on, long ago, that Oedipus would kill his father and marry his mother. So Oedipus, he took it serious, and for him, he knew the king of Corinth were his original parents. So he decides to go away from Corinth so that he can survive or dodge that prophecy of killing his father, whom he thought was the king of Corinth. So Oedipus decides to leave Corinth and go where? To Thebes. So you can see how fate starts to chase after him. So Oedipus left Corinth. So after leaving Corinth, he goes on his way to Thebes. So from there, Oedipus comes, like, he's not happy because he's leaving his parents, but all we know is that those are not his original parents. Those are just the people that raised him up. Yeah, so Oedipus reaches a crossroad, and from that crossroad, that's when King Laius, his original father, King Laius, was also going on his way to the oracles in Corinth. So now the fate, we are talking about that fate, that destiny was now coming closer. So Oedipus was already annoyed. You know how the kings all behave, they all demand the respect out of you. Like when they are passing, you have to first obey, you either bow your head or you give way to them. But Oedipus was very annoyed and he was confused, and you know he's a prince. Where he came from, he's a prince, so he's also a big person. So there were 6 bodyguards who were escorting King Laius. So what happens is Oedipus was being forced by those guards to give respect to the king, that was King Laius. But you know Oedipus was already very annoyed, so he gets into a fight with all of them. And you know Oedipus was this muscular man. He was strong, So Oedipus beats up all these men and kills all of them, and even kills King Laius. So that is where we see fate. He has killed his father, and that is the first prophecy, that he is going to kill his father and marry his mother. So we wait for the part where he's going to marry his mother. So after killing the father, Oedipus, only one out of the 6 bodyguards, only one bodyguard really survives this. Only one bodyguard is injured and he could do nothing, was helpless, so he just slept there. So when Oedipus reaches Thebes, Thebes were in crisis. They were dying. They had a lot of problems that they were facing, and King Laius had died, and he was killed by Oedipus. But no one knew that Oedipus is the original son of King Laius. So when Oedipus reaches Thebes, something shocking was going on. There was a riddle that was passed on. That riddle, there was a prize that would be given to you if you win that riddle. So first and foremost, you'll be crowned as the new king of Thebes if you pass the riddle. And secondly, you will also marry the queen, that is Jocasta. So, and no one in that village or in Thebes had passed that riddle. But when Oedipus comes in, Oedipus was successful with the riddle, and he passed that riddle. The riddle was like, what? The riddle talked about what has 4 legs? What has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? What has 4 legs in the morning? What has 2 legs in the afternoon? And what has 3 legs in the evening? Hope you are getting me. So what has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? So the answer is a human being. Yeah, that's how Oedipus answered the Sphinx riddle, so that everyone had failed. So the explanation is, in the morning a child is born, and when a child is born, they always, when they are crawling, they use their knees, the 2 knees and the 2 hands. So those are 4 legs. In the afternoon shows that the child has grown, and the child is moving on 2 legs. Then when the child grows old, they use their 2 legs plus a walking stick. So that's how Oedipus answered this riddle, and he won the riddle. So he was crowned a king, and boom, he also married Jocasta. But that is because of fate. Fate was bringing him closer to the prophecy that was made long ago, and he marries his mother, Jocasta, but not knowing, because Jocasta, in her mind, they knew that they had got rid of this young boy. They had killed Oedipus, but we all see and know that Oedipus was not killed, but he was given to Thebes, to Corinth, and from Corinth he's now in Thebes, and he is a king now. So when Oedipus becomes the king and he has married his mother, he has killed his father, King Laius. Now real problems start to come in. Oedipus starts to look for the reasons as to why his kingdom is getting all these challenges, So after looking out thoroughly, you are some ambitious man, though a man of peace with ambitions, you know. So what happens is Oedipus promises that whoever is whoever killed King Laius would suffer, and they would gouge out his eyes. They would remove his eyes, you know, because the killing of King Laius is the one that brought problems to that kingdom. So after thorough looking out through all the issues, but of course all this happened when Oedipus was unaware that he is the one who killed King Laius, and he has married this mother also, but none of them is aware. So after constant looking around and what, things came out. Finally things came out that, and Oedipus realizes that he is the one who has killed King Laius, and King Laius is his father, and he has even gone ahead to marry his mother. And to prove this, the first shepherd was called. Then the second shepherd had also come to give news to Oedipus about the death of his parents back in Corinth, those parents who raised him, that he thought he was their biological child. So the second shepherd told him not to worry about the death of those parents because they were not his biological parents, but they just raised him up. That's when things started to get intense. So Oedipus ordered for the first shepherd, then ordered for the only man who survived during the fight at the crossroad. Then everything became clear. Then Jocasta, his mother, and his wife were also there, and things were now bad for them. Reason being, Jocasta had married her son, and she did not want Oedipus to get to know about this, so she was calling off, the meeting of these people. But Oedipus insisted, so all these people were brought. Then Jocasta goes and hangs herself. She dies also. Then Oedipus also, because he was a true man, a realistic man, he was honest. So after finding out that he had married his mother, he had killed his father, all that, he decides to remove his eyes, because he said whoever killed King Laius, they will remove his eyes. So he removed his eyes, and hey, is it Nancy? Nancy, what's up? Nancy, you're already saying good night? You have just come on, you're welcome. What's up? Talk to me. Like I was saying, so Oedipus, that's how his fate came in. And the funny thing with fate is, whenever you try to run away from it, the closer you get to it. Because you see how Oedipus was trying to run away from Corinth, but he ended up in Thebes, where the prophecy was meant to be fulfilled. So that's a very nice play, you guys. That's where it ends. I'm not going to go through the character traits. I'm not going to go through the themes, what the plot is enough for that. And it's a very interesting play by Sophocles. I think these Greek people have their ways of writing that really entice people. They intrigue you to read. So this is a play that was so nice for me. Okay, time for education is over. But I would like to also refer you people to read another book called The Miser. The Miser by Molière, a French playwright. So The Miser is about a very stingy man and his children, whereby the stingy man is called Harpagon and the son is called Cleante. Yeah, they fight for a girl. They all fall in love with the same girl. Imagine a father and a son, they're fighting for one girl. You can see how interesting it is. Okay, like I said, time for books over. We are now back to our normal days, normal life stories, no more chatting. I hope you guys are not annoyed with me. Obi. Yeah, so people love Obi and Mama Obi, of course. But for me, I go for Mama Obi. Because she was always accurate in what she was doing. Though Obi messed up big time at the university. Chike was also a very interesting guy. You know. Now people have disappeared. Okay. Anowaragamane manechona karatamio rateki mega lia karachunyiti kamara anbene kanchunyiti kemari jiji chawen tie chunyaba chwe chunype ingani ya gangwelo nyoruna kuro ingba. Yo, I have only one viewer, but with this lucky guy or this lucky person. Wagwan. Oh na Eddie Kenzo DJ. Oh na Eddie Kenzo DJ. Guys, talk to me now. Talk to me. Don't leave me here alone. You know, we are in this together. Now today I've been talking about education stuff, and you know, so people ran away. Is that how you guys are going to be behaving all the time? We're going to talk about education, but it's good to be educated though. 0 viewers. Someone has already wished me good night. At this time, my friend in Uganda, you can't sleep at this time. You feel me? Yo, talk to me. Don't just be there staring around as if you're lost. By the way, guys, thank you for listening to my story. Now, I'm a teacher by profession. So, sometimes don't be surprised if I'm talking about authors, talking about books. No, don't be surprised. I'm a teacher of literature. So, some days when I'm free, I'll be dealing with such things. Oh, my diary. Welcome home. My diary. My diary. My diary. My diary. Guys, talk to me now. Talk to me. Hmm. Okay, Nancy, you're going to have your food at this time, so right? It's okay. Nancy, you want to go and have your food, right? But you can have your food while we are talking here. I believe it's not that bad. Oh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. It's all right. I'll be timing you. Let me first get some water for myself. I'll be right back. Okay. A minute.
Where are you going? You want to come and don't come, Mama. Okay, welcome. You go. You want to come and welcome, Mama. Okay, you come. And you have not eaten. Hey. Okay. This food. You're organizing. Yes.
Silvasi. All right. Kono ya mito kondaje. Bye bye. I think we shall catch up later.